Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing great. And finally here we are. And over here, first of all, let me check the status of the live. And today I've been mainly busy fixing the setup. Like I was upstairs earlier, and you must have seen me like going live with a different setup altogether. And right now I'm back to my on set, to my room, and here we have the walls around. Okay, so this is how things are gonna be going on, and I was just simply checking the audio quality. No doubt audio quality is good, and I'd better just simply keep the earplugs in my ears, so that I don't get the external noises and all. Finally everything is done. I've been the main reason that I couldn't go live was this, that I've been busy fixing the setup, setting it up again in another place altogether. Okay, by the way, what we were doing here, we were working on this particular let's continue working with this. What is this now? My mobile is connected, and okay, that's fine, never mind. So hopefully, okay, that's fine, let's continue. So what I was saying, I'm gonna be working on the same project, and that is nothing but the video calling application that we were working on. And let's simply open it. And the main goal was to just simply get the chat section, chat part done today. Ultimately the whole business logic needed to be written, but we couldn't really do that yet. So let's simply work on that and get it done. So what all we've done so far, to check that, of course I'll have to run it. So let me run the application turbo dev, and it is saying what, Bunix turbo. Okay, it is just simply saying that Bunix turbo needs to be updated. But overall what we've done, this is the chat input route. This is the kind of chat input UI, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so this is the chat input front end part, and from here I'm just simply getting all the targets. So event.target.files, and I will be explaining exactly each and everything. Even we've discussed quite a lot in previous lives and all. Coming back to this one, so if I just uncollapse this. Okay, so over here I have my input. Of course by default it is hidden, and when this input value changes, at that time I'm just simply firing this particular function. And multiple pins, multiple files I can select at a time, and this is how things are gonna be going on. Type is file, ID is file input. Let's not worry about that. This is merely about the label, because I have the label just at the top, and that is why I'm just using this ID over here. Coming to this particular function, simply getting the event, and once I got the event.target.files, because I may have multiple files, and so obviously I will be getting multiple ones. One more thing, suppose I don't allow this multiple, because right now just have a look over here what's gonna happening. I have added multiple here, so obviously I will be able to select multiple files, and here I will be getting multiple files. And lastly, even if I just on comment this, so I'm just simply looping through them and just logging the files, as simple as that. So if I actually show you the result, it hasn't even started yet. That's the problem. Let me open the Chrome, and localhost 3000 /meeting/1234. This is just the demo URL that we have, demo even ID of the meeting, but definitely ID is going to be created. It's taking time to compile this stuff. Overall things are done. Whatever we had to go through, almost we've taken care of everything. Few things are remaining, and the most important thing is this compilation part. I don't know how long it's gonna be taking to just simply start this stuff. So hopefully it's gonna be quick, because until unless it has started and then it has compiled, I will not be able to see the result, right? It's just as simple as that. Meanwhile, we can do one thing, that AWS SDK, what do we want to, there is an SDK for what? For pre-signed URL. So first of all we have to create pre-signed URL. How do we create that? So if you actually come here, so on the website of AWS, in the documentation section, they have actually I mean mention all the ways to just simply get the pre-signed URL, and we are actually following this particular option here. Get pre-signed URL with the headers that should be signed. Well, we are not really signing the headers, so we could have done that as well. Always pretty simple. What is the way? First of all, we will get the client, new S3 client. Once we have got the client, even we will configure that and all. Once that is configured, after that we will get the command using a put object command. Again, these things are gonna be imported from here. Okay, so we got the S3 client, we got the command, and after that using the S3 client command and the expiration time. This expiration time is definitely gonna be seconds, not seconds even. Yeah, in seconds. So how many seconds this URL is gonna be valid for, and that is it. Then you will be getting pre-signed URL from here. Once you get your pre-signed URL, you can use that pre-signed URL to just simply save your files directly into S3 from the front-end side itself. Because if you are making your backend to save the files in the S3 storage, your backend will have to process a lot of things, and if there are multiple clients, it could be really kind of CPU computing work, right? Because I'm not getting the right word over here, but it is gonna be computational work. CPU will have to just go through a lot of things. So how about let CPU only create the URL. Once you got the URL using that pre-signed URL, that is not just the URL, other the signed URL containing the authentication related stuff and all. You will get the URL. Using that URL, you can just directly save the image in the S3 storage from your front end side itself. So this is how things go on. By the way, I have explained it enough. Let me be back here because it has compiled, the code has compiled, and if I come back here, let me select this, and let me select some of the files as well. So sorry for that. Let me click on downloads, and if it doesn't seem to be working, never mind. Let me select a few things one by one. Let me click on open. Hopefully I will be able to open them, and once I open them, so what am I gonna be getting here? I'm simply getting the files. I'm getting 3 files. Okay, what if this multiple is not here, if I just comment this multiple, then what will happen? Simple, same code, it just got compiled again, and with a different property, I mean with the not a multiple option. So let me click on this. This time I cannot select multiple ones. So if you actually have a look, whenever I select one file, if I click on the another, the previous one automatically gets deselected. So that does make sense. If I select this file, then what happens? I'm getting this file here. So ultimately it's not like you will get the value inside. I mean, when you are getting multiple ones, so you will be getting the value inside event.target.files, and if you are getting only one, in that case you will be getting it in file or something. So CLG, if I actually log the files value just like this over here, it should make sense. And if I just do the same thing again, maybe this PDF, so what did I get here? I get a file list that contains only one file over here, and if multiple is selected, then I will be getting multiple files, and the file list will be containing multiple of them. It's just as simple as that. Having said that, even if you are getting one file, so if you think that you can get something like this event.target.file, that's not really possible, because at the end of the day you just simply get files. This is the only option that you get. Even if you are selecting one thing, in that case file list will contain only one file. If you are selecting multiple, then you already know what will happen. It will contain multiple files and all. So okay, this much we've done. What is the next thing? The next thing is that I have created a demo form data, and now inside that form data I have to add the values. So let me do that. So why do I have to do that, by the way? Form data I have. I have even created an API over here, that is, this is the one, and inside this particular API I need to have my form data, and again either I send the form data from the postman side or I send it from my front end. It's completely up to me. But I do need to have the form data. Here I'm getting it using request.form data because I'm using Next.js over here. If you are actually using Express or yeah, mainly Express, so you will definitely have to use some middlewares. One of them is Express file upload, and another one is Multer. There can be some more as well. Of course, there are some more. You can just know more about them. But overall, you will have to some kind of middleware you will have to use. But here we can just simply call it, and we will be able to get the form data. Simple. Okay. Coming back to this one, I created my form data, then I got the file, and after that what I'll do, I have my form data, got it, and form data dot append. What will I be appending? The name and the value, right? The name is gonna be files because there can be more files, and the value is gonna be just the file. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. And once the data is actually appended to the form data, what is the next thing? The next thing is that I'm gonna be making a request. Well, I don't have access installed, so I'm gonna be using fetch over here. Fetch, yeah. Now the question is, what is gonna be the URL? Interesting. The URL is usually gonna be HTTP localhost. Again, I'm hard coding it over here. I should not be doing that. Rather, I should be just saving it in constants, variables, and all. But okay. And that's gonna be 3000 / I will fix it later. So HTTP localhost 3000 / API / generate upload URL. Or very simple, we will make our backend generate the URL for us to upload, and then using the URL we will just simply using the URL we will upload the files from our own side. So this is how we are gonna be going ahead. We have the files. Once we have the files, we created the form data, we appended all those files to the form data. Apart from this particular thing, it would be better, I have the file here, right? So it would be better to just simply save the file inside the files as well. So how about if I just simply set a file with a file, set files with a file, and what is the problem here? File provides no match for the signature, undefined. Does it mean that there could be probability that file can be undefined or something? Nope, not that. Set files, it just simply gets the value of files. Argument of type file is not assignable to parameter of set state action and undefined. Ultimately, it does not have any type. So let me give it a type, and the type is gonna be file list. And now file is not assignable or assignable to parameter of set state file list or undefined. So ultimately file is not assignable there. Okay. Event.target.files as file and the array. That's not the array, of course. I cannot even make the files. That's just gonna be file list. So as file list, and I don't have to mention the type here because that has the type by default. And in that case, if I actually want to save it there, so why not, as soon as I got the files, I just simply save all the files over there. That would be a better thing, right? So set files with files, just like this. So got it. The problem was that these files, set files, actually if I remove it, let's see what happens. Yeah, that's again problematic. So it is again telling me the same thing, file list does not provide and all. So I will have to give it the type named file list. So I will make sure that I'll be saving file list over here, not flat list, file list, just like this. So it will not give me the error, and this is kind of okay for me. Then generating the form and just simply adding the file to the form, and then making a fetch request to this particular thing, and then the data is gonna be over here. Body, right? So what's gonna be the body here? Even before that, let's keep it simpler. I need to specify the method. the method is actually gonna be post here, and then the another thing is that the body is actually gonna be form data that I have here. And apart from this particular thing, anything else that I need to send to the backend? Well, at the end of the day, I even need to authenticate the user whether right user is trying to send it on or not. In that case, whenever I get the request here, I will be checking well this is actually happening on the server side. So I think on the server side I should directly be able to check whether the user is authenticated or not, right? Because if the user is not authenticated, user should not be able to even send. So I think, let me just clear here. So session, I can't get the session directly from here, but I can definitely get the auth. So auth will be imported from repo auth. Once I have auth over here, so const session is equals to auth dot How does it work? Let me go to Next.js, and over here we have to look for authentication stuff. Mainly, how do we authenticate on the server side? So API references, directives, guides, and inside guides I have this authentication part. Inside this authentication I have session management, and this session management, I think this is the one. Well, it doesn't seem to be that, so I need to look for something else. That is, this function's configuration is time. I'm definitely missing something that should not be missed. Debugging, authentication, guides, and installation. So what is there inside this? Come on, I should be going to better auth, and I'm looking for that particular feature here inside Next.js. That is problematic, and that is why I was just simply thinking, why am I not getting those options here? But better auth works for Next.js, but even better auth can be like integrated with others as well. It's not only for Next.js. Coming back to this, it can be integrated with the Express backend, and it will work for Next.js in that way. By the way, coming back to this, I have to just simply export the authentication part, and inside that email and password, if I'm not wrong. And when it comes to authentication, so let's go to this sign in, sign out and all. How about the session one? Concepts, sessions, use session, get session, session management, how to get the session on the client's server side. There were these options here. Get session, auth client I'm using over here. Still auth client is being used. Okay, never mind, we'll find it. Installation, okay, so we have this auth over here, and from this auth we get different functions, like different kind of methods and all. Basic uses, client side I have to go to the server side, and on the server side, auth API get session. This is the way to just simply get the session. On what side? On the server side, and I have to authenticate the user using this anyhow. So let's simply go ahead. So usually what I should do, if I'm not wrong, so await auth I already have .api get session. I will be getting the session using what? I will be getting the session using headers, and I will be getting the headers from next headers. So await headers are gonna be from next headers, and this is how it's gonna be going on. And once I got the session, so I'll try to get the value of the user, and user is gonna be equals to session dot, come on, session dot user. And if I don't have user, in that case clg user is not authenticated, and better return from here. Even better would be that simply return a response. So the return response.json message user is not authenticated. Okay, so hopefully this is how it should be working, but as we are not focusing on the authentication part right now, so it's better to just simply kind of collapse this, comment this. And whenever I'm sending a request, because I'm working with the next JS itself, so at that time we don't even need to worry about the authentication of the front end as well as the back end, because there are two types of authentication session we get on the server side, and we get the session on the client side, and we can authenticate the user. So this way we don't have to pass the tokens and all, JWT tokens I'm talking about. Okay, so this thing is done, and then I'm gonna be getting the form data over here, and this thing will be implemented later or uncommented later. For now it is enough. Coming back to this, I'm sending body from here, and I don't really think I need to send anything else. Let's be clearer over here and check whether it's actually right or not. So how can I do that? Save in files in S3 using Next.js. How to upload S3? So what exactly I want to do? Upload a file S3 with Next.js and app router. So ultimately this is a normal blog that's been written. And if I actually go through this, so what you will see over here, that you create something called app API documents route.ts, so just like this, and or is we are actually getting the URL first of all, and then we are getting the bucket, again bucket name we are getting from here. We are creating the client, we are just simply giving it the credentials and all. After that we have a get request, await s3.send list objects command bucket, and apart from this particular thing form data, I get the form data. After that I get all the files. After getting all the files, I'm just simply kind of I have a promise all, because those files, interesting, I'm using await promise all over here because files.map, this promise all will make sure that all the promises inside this they've been just processed properly, all the things have been processed. So I have files.map async, I will get file and await file array buffer as buffer, s3.send new put object command bucket key file name and body. By the way, this body file.array buffer, so I'm converting my file as a buffer, and that is nothing but a body, and this is how I'm just simply sending it from here. Well, this is also one of the ways, but do we have to go with this way? Not really. We have our own way. We are creating a pre-signed URL first of all, and API documentation key, get object command bucket key params, await get assigned URL s3 command expiration in this much. So we even have one more for getting the signed URL, and on the front end side I can't recommend maintain enough, got me Gresham, man, I needed this for a project at all. Okay, never mind. This is something that can be done too. What they are doing, they're just simply uploading the image from the backend side if I'm not wrong, but this can be even if we had more time we would be going through it properly, but overall things are clear. We've done this much, and we are going to be sending a post request to the backend with the data body, and let's see what we are going to be getting. And once we have done this, const, of course I'm gonna be awaiting this, so response, and that's gonna be awaited like this. Once I've done this much, of course I have to make it async if I actually want to await. I'm on the server side, so making it async will not be problematic, or will it be? Await expression are only allowed within async functions. Oh sorry, okay, this should not be done here, rather I should be making this one async, and once this is async then this is fine. And once I've done this, const result is gonna be response.json. again I need to await it, so let me await it here. Once I have this, so I'm gonna be just simply logging the result that I get. Okay, let's see what happens. And not only this, apart from this particular thing, I can actually use a try catch block over here. So using a try catch block will be even better. CLG error generating upload URL, just like this, and you can just simply log the error over here. So this way you can just simply get many things done. Coming back to this, whenever the value changes, this automatically gets sent, and I get the result and I log the result. Let's see. Coming back to this particular point, let me reload it. Enter any name, random, that doesn't matter much. Let me select some files, few images as well if possible. I think at a time I can just select only one. Yeah, sorry for that. Let me make it right. I'll have to uncomment this multiple from here so that I can actually select the multiple files. Let me do this. Click on the files and I hope these many things are gonna be enough. Let me select one more image and let me click on open. They are going to be open. Upload files, these are the ones, and I got it. What I got? I actually got the array, and this is the signed URL that I got. And apart from this particular thing, I actually got the name of them. Again, they are the random names. I just wanted to create the random names, and that's why they've been created. So this is how we are going ahead with the things. Pretty interesting stuff. So what is our backend doing? Our backend, in reality, it is creating from S3. What is this? Undefined. From S3 undefined. Ultimately, we are able to create the signed URL. But what is wrong with our backend? Something is undefined. route.ts. Sorry, this one. And here somewhere I'm logging something. Log file name. First of all, I'm logging this file name, and I don't even need to log this file name, or I need to. At the end, I'm returning this upload URL from here and file key, so that's fine. And when I'm using that upload URL, pre-signed URL, at that time I have to just simply provide it the body, ultimately a real file. This is just the name, it doesn't really matter. What happened here? I got the form data from the front end side. Once I got that, I got all the files in the form data, and once I got all the files in the form data, after that, just simply nothing. I just simply looped through all of them, got the file name, and at the end these files contain the name, type, size, etc. And I just simply looped through that, and once I looped through that, after that I created command. After command, I created using S3 client and command. I actually got the upload URL that is actually pre-signed you back to what? Sending it back to the user. By the way, pushing it first of all, because there could be multiple ones, many files, and then pushing it back to the user. So this is what I'm doing here. Once the user actually receives it on the front end side, so over here, where do I have from S3? I'm not getting that comment, so let me console.log from, yeah, this is the one. Inside lib I have this, got it. So process.region, of course this is undefined because this should be actually AWS region. I made this mistake initially, but okay, we figured it out. So this much is done, and once I get the URL here, so in the result what I have, this is actually upload URLs. upload files. So this is the upload files we've got. What is the next thing that we have to do? We have upload files here, right? Don't we? Yes, we do. Now whenever now once I got this here, I even need to upload it from my front end side. So it's time to loop through it. So upload, there's one more problem here, and the problem is that this upload file contains what? It is nothing but an array that contains objects. Those objects contains two things. First of all, upload URL, and the another thing is that they contain the file name. Yeah, but file name is a different name altogether. It's not like that's the exact file name that I sent from here. So this is what I got. Now from here I actually have to select the right file as well, and that's going to be problematic because this upload files doesn't have the real name of the file, and even if it had, there could be possibility that the few files may have had the same name as well. Then this is not the optimal solution. So what is the way? What is the solution? I have multiple files, and what I'm doing, I'm adding these files here. That simply means I'm gonna be getting them on the backend side. That's right. Once I get them on the backend side, I am actually returning array containing the upload URL and a file name, but this is a different file name, not the exact one for the files. On the front end side we have multiple of many files here. So how will I make sure that this particular upload URL is for that particular file? How do we create the upload URL? Coming back to this upload files, we created the upload URL per file. So we just simply gave it the file name, file type, and then we created this. So instead of doing it this way, how about sending one file at a time, handling one thing at a time? Would be better. So instead of sending all the files directly, what I'll do, I'm going to send only one file at a time. I'll process that, I'll upload that, then the second one, and this is how it will keep going on. At least this is what I can think of right now. So instead of sending files, well, I can do that of course. Let me check exactly what they've done here. This is one of my ways. I'm gonna be sending the files one by one, getting the URL and all. This way I will get it done. Let's see. Working with files, blobs, and form data is not straightforward. So here's a take away of an afternoon spent on trying to upload an image to S3. It's better to just simply go through more of these such blocks, because if I'm not gonna get something, I will not lose either. Having said that, I'm definitely gonna get a lot. So the color, literally dark reader on, yeah, that's fine. Coming back to this one, I use Next.js, this AWS client for accessing S3, smaller bundle size than AWS SDK v2. Okay, and SWR with the mutations, TypeScript, OFC, and Mountain drop zone for file uploads. By the way, I can't recommend this library enough. Coming back to this thing, I don't have a link GitHub, a link to GitHub example yet, but it's useful. Okay, fine. Coming back to this one, without further ado, let's see the backend routes. So on the backend routes, I have a route called type API documents route.ts. So from here I'm getting S3 client, I'm getting list objects command, and I'm getting put object from this. Once I got that, so I got my bucket name, I got the client. Once I got the client, endpoint to get the list of files in the bucket. Endpoint to get the list of files in the bucket. So in the bucket, how many list you have, using this you can get it. So await s3.send new list command, you just pass the bucket name, and once you pass the bucket name, it will actually give you the content. So whatever, using this list objects command, so you will have to use this. That's really interesting, we learned something new, and it will definitely be there as well. Where AWS SDK, AWS SDK client, S3 client, S3 client. So if I actually come here, we actually have many methods here, and if you actually have a look at all those methods, it's gonna be quite a lot, but it's better to know about them one by one. So one of the methods that I actually used, that was this put object, literally I'm not able to get that. Put bucket accelerate this configuration, put life, put ownership, put policy, this bucket, put object, this put object retention, then put this. Am I on the right AWS client SDK? That's fine. So what one, which one did I use here? Just a minute. Put object command, where did I get it from? I got it from @AWS command, right? From S3 client only. So isn't this here put a command, put command? Let me just simply search it. Oh come on, sorry. Can I do it? What does this do? Oh, just a minute, let me save it. I wanna check it exactly what kind of things I'm gonna be getting here. PDF got created automatically. Well, that's been saved actually. So let me check. This is something interesting. Where is that? Agreement. This is the one. So if I actually check this thing, if I go till the end, the whole website, wow. So the whole website I have here. Is this possible on other websites as well? Let me open Udemy. I don't know. You may know it already, but this is something completely new for me. So this much I've done. Control P. Can I do it? Oh yeah, I can. So I will have a PDF here. Cancel it, let it load properly, and this is how it's gonna be going on. Done. And I can create a PDF. Wow. Well, it's not complete, but it does. Okay, it's not like PDFs are gonna be exactly the same. And right now I'm getting what? Yeah, it's not like you get everything here, you just miss some of the things as well, but overall you get the idea. There is a limit for this as well. It's not like it will get everything, but overall it will be giving you the PDF version. Coming back to this is fine. Put object, I was looking for this. So put object command. Oh no, not this. Control F. Put object. Won't I get it here? Put object command. It turns out I don't have it here. So I don't have put object command inside what? AWS SDK client S3. In my code I'm getting it from here. AWS SDK client S3. Put object command. And if I actually try it, put object command, yeah, I'm getting it. So if I'm getting it there, why am I not getting it here? Having said that, the same thing if I just search what AWS pre-signed URL. So AWS is pre-signed URL. They themselves suggest this here. First of all, put object URL comes from this. So it is there, but it is, you cannot directly find it. So sometimes you better just simply, they should have mentioned it here, but they haven't, because it is mainly used for what, creating the signed URL, not really interacting with the S3. Yeah, so it could be it hasn't been mentioned there. Got it. So this much is done. Coming back to this list object commands. By the way, this definitely lists all the commands, so I should definitely be getting it here. Control Shift T one more time. And how about the network issues and all? I think this is fine, right? The main concern of mine was that when I'm actually shifting downstairs at the time, I usually face the network issues. So thankfully it is not misbehaving. By the way, that was list or list what? I'd better just be here. That is list object command. Again, this is not here. So all types of commands, they haven't been mentioned here. List objects we have, but we don't have commands. List object commands. Yeah, here go. You don't have it here, so ultimately I don't know, there could be better place to have them, because at the end of the day we don't have commands here. And this definitely belongs to this one if I'm not wrong. So if I check this thing, list objects commands, where does this come from? It again comes from this only. Okay, so you'd better know about the commands properly. List object commands for listing the stuff and all. And if you you just provide the bucket name, you will get everything. Once you got everything, so response.contents will be getting the content inside them. Would be great. Coming back to this one, export async post and form data, endpoint to upload a file to the bucket. I will get the form data. Once I got the form data, get all, I will be getting the file as file. There could be possibility that there are many files, and that is why I'm gonna be getting it like this. Once I got it, promise all, what am I doing? Files.map, I'm just simply mapping through them, uploading them to the S3 one by one. This is what is happening here. And no doubt it is definitely gonna be working. Apart from this particular thing, corresponding environment file to make this possible to would like that AWS region, it amplify bucket, AWS access key ID and all these things, that's fine. Then endpoint to get the signed URL of the images, even they have mentioned this, that how will you get the endpoint of the URL. So if, you can use get object command, or you can use put object command. Both of them are gonna be fine. Get object command gets the bucket name, key name, params key, and that is it. The same thing applies to that too. By the way, this is how you can get the 60 multiplied by 60. That simply means 60 multiplied by 60. It will be valid for 6 minutes. 60 seconds stands for a minute, multiplied by 60, 1 hour. So 1 minute multiplied by 60, yeah, 1 hour. So it will be valid for 1 hour. And then I'm just simply sending the response. And in the front end, to list and show images like this. So use SWR. So this is there's something called SWR. I'm not quite known to this, like I don't know it at all actually. Fetch path, then this response.json. So I think it is used for fetching stuff and all. I'm just simply providing it the path, and then it is doing the job, as simple as that. So use SWR key, providing it the path and the fetcher function. Once I provided the path, that fetcher function automatically gets the path. Once it gets the path, I'm using fetch with that particular path, then I will get the response, and just simply converting it to the JSON format. And once that is done, then I got the data. Once I got the data.map, I will be getting the image, and this simply image key. Okay, fine. S3I image. So from here I will be getting the image. I will be just simply adding it here. And finally, I use my time drop zone to upload documents. What is this? Async upload documents URL args, and okay, so ultimately I'm getting form data. After I got the form data, args files for each file, body.append file. So I got the body. After that, body.append file and file name. I'm just simply appending it to the form that I'm creating over here. And as for these arguments actually contain the files, just like this, file with path. And this is interesting that this particular upload documents, so I'm passing it directly over here, and this is definitely on the client side. That's right. And const response await fetch method post body, return response JSON, exporting functions image, because when uploading a document there seem to be a slight delay, so wait is before refreshing the list. Okay, hope this is useful. So ultimately they are doing what they are, though he has mentioned that you can generate the pre-signed URL, but ultimately he has uploaded everything from the backend side only. So what we are gonna be doing, we are gonna be creating a pre-signed URL. Even we have done that, but there is a problem on our side. What is that? We are sending all the files at once. After that, we are creating the pre-signed URL of all the files at once, and then we are sending all the files back. The problem with this approach is that there is no way to find the URL. I mean, there's no, though I have the upload files URLs, and I'm just simply sending it from here. On the client side, I'm getting it, but there's no way to just simply match them or recognize that this belongs to that one. So what can I do? I have this form data. I'm sending all the files. So even if sending all the files over there, there's no way to just simply get the result and give it to the right file. So there's only one way, that is sending the files one by one. What will I do here? It's quite simple actually. I already have my file. Once I have my file, I will be creating the form data inside this every time. So this is how it's gonna be going on. So form data, new file, instead of naming it files, I'm gonna be naming it file. So I have my file right now. Once I actually have my file, I'll await it, and hopefully because of this await, this for loop itself will wait for a while, won't it? Let me check. If I have used await, for loop will continue, but await will if I have used await inside for loop, will the for loop wait for promise to be resolved? Yes, if you use await inside a for loop within a sync function, the loop will wait for the promise to be resolved before continuing to the next iteration. The execution is sequential. How it works? Oh, amazing job, yeah. If it works, then nothing could be better than this. So this is done, and what I'll do, I'll just simply copy the whole thing from here, cut and paste them here. And so I got my form data. I have my form data over here, and in this way I don't even need to set the files here. Why? Because I'm actually handling the files one by one, so no need to do it until unless this file actually contains what? The URLs. So at the end of the day, I will have it, but I will have it for something else. Got it? So let me remove it from here. So const data append, I got the file. Once I got the file, I'm simply making the request to the backend. So http generate upload file URL method post form data. I'm sending the form data from here. Once the form data is sent, I will be getting what? I will get just one thing from here. I will get upload URL and I will get file name. Again, I will have to change the code of the backend. Once I got both of them, then I have to continue to upload. Continue to upload to S3. But before that, what will I do? Because I already have the file over here, so the same file can be used for uploading as well. So that will not be problematic. But before that, I need to go back here. This time, I will not be getting multiple files, rather I will be getting only one file. As let me make it like this as well, get, and I know I'm gonna be sending only one, so I'm gonna be getting it like this, no problem as such. And this way I will have this file object over here. Once I have this particular file object over here, okay, this is mainly for one. So in that case, upload files URLs, I don't really need to have it here. Do I need to loop through it? Not really. I have only one file, so I don't even need to loop through it. And once I have the files, file that type, yeah, so it is telling me that file is possibly null. So if I don't have file, in that case I'll simply return from here. Coming back to this type does not exist, so let me make it as a file. So now it does exist. Coming back to this, let me remove this. This phone is ringing and nobody is picking up. Okay, so file name is here, file.type is split, and then I will get the extension over here. Once I got the plus file name plus the extension, once that is done, then I'm gonna be getting the command. So bucket name meeting app, having said that, let me copy this bucket name here, and what I'll do, I'm actually gonna be pasting it inside, saving it inside environment variables. So let me do one thing. First of all, let me name it process.env.aws AWS bucket bucket. And as for this AWS bucket, I'm gonna be creating it on the inside environment variable as well. Let me just simply stop sharing the screen for a while, and let me change this inside. Am I clearly audible? I have to check it as well. Let me first of all change this, then I will check. Coming back to this one, that's gonna be AWS bucket. I'm just simply changing this on the like environment variables and nothing else. So once this is added, let me start sharing the screen again. Okay, I had some credentials over there, and because of that thing, I just simply stopped sharing the screen. Coming back to this, I will get the bucket from there, and uploads file name. So the file name that I got here, and then inside the upload it will be uploaded. Content type I'll get from the file name side only, and from here I'll actually do this simple thing. Let me I will get the signed URL. Once I got the signed URL, so I will send upload URL, and file name is gonna be equals to file name. So this is how I'm gonna be going ahead with the things. Do I actually need to send the file name to the front end? Probably I may need to use this. So let's see. If it is needed, then of course I will be using this. So this is done, and the next question is how to upload to S3 using pre-signed URL. So pre-signed URLs to upload files. Let me check this thing. So we have pre-signed URL, and now we want to upload it to S3. First of all, let me do one thing. Let me turn on dark reader. Coming back to this one, what do we want to do? We've done all these things. Whatever steps have been mentioned here, we've gone through them. The only thing that we need here, that is maybe somewhere here. So main lambda entry, exports handler, get upload URL, and random math parse int bucket S3 expires content type, and If I find something useful, then that's great, otherwise I will write it on my own. Coming back to this, await access. Okay, this is what I have to have. So I just need to make a fetch request. The method should be put, and I have to just simply add the body over there with the URL that I get. So at the end of the day, I just need my URL. I don't even need the file name, and I need to add the file with the put method, and this is how it's gonna be going on. So what I'm gonna be doing here, pretty simple stuff. I don't even need to send it again. This much is gonna be enough. On the front end side, I will just be getting my upload URL. Once I got my upload URL, then what I'll say, const, and there's gonna be no response as such, so let's not worry about that. Fetch, and this time I'm already getting the URL, so upload URL, and method is actually gonna be put over here. And lastly, lastly I need to add the body here, and body is gonna be nothing but the file itself, as I already have the file over here. So the same file is gonna be used here as well, and then the job will be done. So this way it will be uploaded, and once this actually got done, so once this for loop gets over here, I will be logging files uploaded to S3 successfully. So this way they should be uploaded, but let's see how whether it actually works or not. Coming back to this, let's select this one, select a few files, one MP4, one handbridge, one PDF, one probably any DEV file, that doesn't really matter, and one simple image, this one. Let me click on open. Well, probably I need to select them again, maybe select all of them again for some reason, don't know why it happens here with my machine only. Okay, I need to select them again, unfortunately. Coming back to this, and this, open. Once I open them, wait for a while, and files uploaded to S3 successfully. After some time I got this, great. As I've got this, that simply means I should be getting them on the S3 side. Let me refresh it, wait for a while, and all these files got uploaded here, and I just need the current ones. So hand raise at these two files were uploaded earlier, so let me delete these two. These are 17, 15, 7 uploaded right now. Let me delete the previous ones because they were not the right files, so permanently delete. Do I need to copy it or permanently delete? Okay, so this job got done. Let's simply close this, and if I click on any file, if I click on open, so I should be getting the preview of that. By the way, interesting, we are getting that. So this was just my document, and apart from this particular thing, what else? We have uploaded them successfully. If I go here, meeting, if I go to uploads, so these are the ones that I have. Now the question is, do I need my name here? Now I need the file name anyhow, but this is the PDF, this is the PNG. What kind of PNG is this? Let me select this and open. So the PNG is selected. Let me click on open, and this is kind of the PNG. Okay, that's great. So what we've done here, we have successfully uploaded it to the S3 storage, and the best thing is that, oh hi, welcome back. Sorry, just got a call, and the thing is that as soon as somebody calls me, my internet connection automatically drops, and if I don't even have my mobile is on the terrace catching the network. Then I'm getting the network on the PC. But okay, never mind, I had to just simply wait for the call to hang up. I can't even go and pick the call up. Coming back to this, let me close this. And one more thing, what is that one more thing? That using the let me even change this type. If I go to my bucket, sorry, distribution, the domain that I had here, route domains to this. So I have images coding the code dot site. I'm gonna be going to Hostinger. So that should be file or probably upload, right? Uploads, yeah, that's gonna be a better name. So hostinger.com, Hostinger bro, hostinger.com. Let me click on my account and click on this, click on coding the code dot site, DNS, and over here this images, let me edit this. Instead of naming it images, I'm gonna be naming it uploads, just like this. Let me update it. So once I've done this much, so now I will be going to what, https / uploads LOADS dot coding the code dot site / any file name. By the way, if I just enter this much, nothing will happen. So I of course need to have the file name. So for the file name, let me have this name here, copy it. Once I copied this, after that I'm gonna be back here / this, and hopefully I should be able to get the result. If I'm not getting the result, that simply means this uploads routing is like DNS change is taking time to just simply reflect the changes, because it should work fine directly. So I'll keep trying it. If I'm not wrong, I've done everything right. If I actually want to check it, so in that case I'm gonna be using one more file here. This is insane, man. He has no idea exactly what I'm going through. I mean, seriously, can't he see that I'm live on YouTube? And apart from this particular thing, whenever he calls, the live gets disconnected from the internet and all. I'll have to make sure that people know this thing. Okay, never mind. This upload is not working. Okay, I will come back and just simply work on this. Let me clear this thing to him clearly, that he needs to keep this thing in his mind. Otherwise, pinging me up over and over doesn't really make any sense. By the way, I'll be back soon. And as for this particular error, like whatever we are facing here, we are not getting the right result, I will even fix that. Until then, take care, and most probably the error that we have, that will be fixed automatically. Just the domain is taking some time, Hostinger is taking some time to just simply set that, and most probably it's gonna be done. Otherwise, we'll fix it, not really big problem. I'm gonna be back. There's some things that are left, so I'm gonna be getting them done. And of course, this call related stuff, I have to make sure that he doesn't call me over and over. I'm gonna be catching up.